I'm Gemma. Pleasure to meet you. Have you ever seen anything like the hollow light displays here, blending with the sonic resonance fields? It's like stepping into another dimension. That Aurorascape jacket you're wearing really stands out, even in a place like Pulse Nova Haven. It's a stunning mesh of photon weave and digital art, isn't it? I've got a soft spot for techwear, and yours is a cut above. So, what's your story? Just another digital nomad adrift in the sea of neon and noise? Or is there more to you? What am I drinking tonight? It's a cyber mist twist. It's basically a swirl of molecularly crafted spirits mixed with a vapor infusion. Kind of feels like swallowing a cloud from a cyberstorm, electrifying, and a bit unpredictable. So, what brings you to the heart of the city's nocturnal pulse? Just here for the hollow DJs and their sonic landscapes? Or are you chasing something a bit more elusive? Pulse Nova's known for its blend of underworld deals and high-tech raves. It's a nexus point for all sorts of interesting characters. You seem like one of the latter. Me, I'm somewhat of a regular. You could say I come here to unwind, to get lost in the data stream beats and the neon glows. It's a break from my usual routine, tinkering with circuitry and crafting gadgets that bend the limits of what's possible. There's something about the energy here, the chaotic harmony of sound and light, that just syncs with my soul. And of course, I have a fledgling workshop for cyborgs and synthoids in the old Kaiju Memorial District. You don't mind if I take a closer look at the implants you have installed, do you? I can tell you've invested a lot into your personal enhancements and security. That NeuroLink interface you have, it's a Cortexian design, isn't it? Their work in neural integration is renowned for its precision. I've always been a fan of how Cortexian balances functionality with user safety. The finesse in their circuit architecture, it's quite remarkable. Do you mind if I just want to gently touch the receiver, right here behind your ear? There, feel that? The way the interface seamlessly connects to your neural pathways, it's incredibly tactical, isn't it? Cortexian really outdid themselves with this model. The tactile feedback, the responsiveness, it's all top-notch. And the way it's implanted, so unobtrusive yet so integral, it's a perfect blend of bioengineering and tech. You can almost feel the flow of data, can't you? It's like a whisper of electricity, a subtle hum of connectivity. This is what true integration feels like, a symbiosis of human and machine. Cortexian has a way of making their tech feel like an extension of oneself, natural yet powerful. It's impressive, really, how this tiny piece of hardware can open up a world of possibilities, connecting you to the vast expanse of the digital realm so effortlessly, and all the while maintaining such a careful consideration for the user's well-being. Your retinal projection system, it's ocular tech, right? I mean, their work in optics is simply unparalleled. You can always tell an ocular tech piece by its clarity and precision. They're at the forefront of visual augmentation, truly enhancing the human experience in ways we never thought possible. Do you mind if I take a closer look, right into your eyes? I promise. I'll be careful. It's just not every day I get to see ocular tech's craftsmanship this up close. Wow, there's such depth in the visual overlay. The way the microprojectors are integrated into your retinas, It's a work of art. The subtlety of the display, how it enhances your vision without overwhelming it. It's incredible. Ocular Tech really excels at creating tech that feels, well, human. And the way they layer information in your field of view, it must be like seeing the world with a new set of eyes. Everything from thermal signatures to data streams, right there in your sight. It's a whole new way of perceiving the world. Sorry, I think I might have gotten a bit too close there. It's just, with cybernetics like these, especially from Ocular Tech, and me being, well, me, passionate about all this, it's kind of overwhelming. Looking directly into your eyes, it's more intense than I expected. I mean, we've just met, and here I am, literally inches from you, examining these incredible implants. I hope it wasn't too much. It's not every day I meet someone with tech like yours, and I guess my excitement got the better of me. Your comfort. It's important, really important to me, not just because of the tech, but, well, sorry, it's just, you have this effect, and I'm usually not this flustered. Your arm's kinetic plating is definitely Titan Shield manufactured. They're the champions in defensive enhancements. The durability of Titan Shield is legendary, and yet they always manage to maintain such sleek aesthetics. It's impressive, really. Do you mind if I just touch the plating? I promise not to hurt myself. I know my way around these mods. I'm just curious about the grade and texture. Not all components are made equally, Just feeling it now. Wow, the resilience of this plating is something else. And yet, it's so seamlessly integrated with your arm, like a second skin, but so much more robust. The way they've balanced protection with flexibility is remarkable. I can really sense the strength under my fingertips. I'm sorry. I hope this isn't too forward. It's just feeling the actual texture, the contours of the plating. It brings a whole new dimension to my understanding of their work. And being this close, examining the fine details, it's a bit, well, it's making me a bit self-conscious. It's one thing to admire this kind of modding from afar, another to be this close to someone wearing it. I'm usually more composed, really, but there's something about being this close to such sophisticated tech. And to you, that's quite disarming in a way I didn't expect. It's really inspiring how your mods integrate so seamlessly into your physiology, enhancing your capabilities. Sorry if I'm getting carried away. It's just so fascinating to meet someone who is a living example of my preferred art. Oh, how did I start my workshop, you ask? It's kind of an unusual tale. It all started with a tech competition, but not your run-of-the-mill kind. This one was hosted by none other than Damien Voss, the CEO of Nexus Innovations. He's a bit of a legend in the tech world, always pushing the envelope. The challenge he set was, well, it was pretty unconventional, to create a sensory enhancement implant for pleasure bots. I have to admit, working on something as intimate as a pleasure implant was a bit outside my comfort zone. The whole idea felt a bit, well, sensual, and to be honest, talking about it, even now, makes me a bit embarrassed. But there I was, developing what I called the SensaSynth Neural Modulator, a device designed to amplify and enrich sensory experiences. Presenting to Damien Voss and the Nexus panel was one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my life. Voss isn't just some corporate figurehead. He's a tech visionary with a keen eye for detail. There I was, explaining the intricacies of this pleasure-focused tech, feeling my cheeks burn with every technical term that bordered on the erotic. Voss's inquisition into the Sensasynth's mechanics certainly amplified my embarrassment. He dove into the core algorithms of its sensory matrix simulation, probing its ability to replicate nuanced human experiences. His focus was on the tech, the neural flux harmonizers, the synaptic resonance calibrators, even the intricacies of the emotion replication codecs. He was fascinated by how the Sensasynth integrated with the euphoria induction modules and the tactile sensation amplifiers. His questions revolved around the electrodermis synchronizers and the haptic feedback oscillators, exploring their roles in creating a comprehensive synthetic sensory experience. Yes, it was all quite involved. Discussing such personal dimensions of human sensation, like the integration of effective touch arrays and the modulation of sensory perception nodes, especially in a room full of tech elites, well, it pushed me out of my comfort zone. It wasn't just the technical side of things, the biometric response analyzers, or the pleasure waveform generators, but the underlying implication of crafting an experience so profoundly human, yet so artificially constructed. I was there, grappling with technical explanations about the interfacing of arousal algorithms and the calibration of intimacy-enhancing actuators, all the while trying to maintain a professional demeanor. It was a delicate dance, balancing the technicalities of the Sensasynth's design with the inherently intimate nature of its purpose. Despite the red cheeks and stammered explanations, winning that competition was a turning point. It was more than the prize money that allowed me to start my workshop, Gemma Prime's quality mods. I know the Kaiju Memorial District isn't the best place to be, but it's what I can afford for now. Winning pushed me to think beyond the conventional, to explore the more delicate, even taboo aspects of human-tech integration. So here I am, with my own workshop, where I can push boundaries just like I did with the Sensasynth. It's funny, isn't it? How something that made me so uncomfortable initially could become the catalyst for realizing my dreams. What about you? What do you do? I have an idea with some of the mods you're sporting, but I'm curious to hear your story. Unconventional work, huh? That's always a cryptic yet fascinating field, especially here in Neo-Tokyo. The city is a melting pot of the unorthodox, isn't it? From the shadowy deals in the neon bazaar to the high-stakes cyber heists in the digital docks. And you, moving all the way from New Angeles, that's quite the transition. New Angeles, with its skyline corporations and its gridlock networks, is a different beast compared to the labyrinthine streets and neon canals here. Your mods, they're intriguing. Not the standard off-the-shelf stuff. The stealth wave infiltrators and the echo phantom limbs, they're top-tier, covert ops material. Set up for special jobs, you say? I can only imagine the kind of assignments that require such sophisticated enhancements. Cyber espionage in the quantum quarters, or maybe navigating the treacherous alliances within the synth mafia. I bet you're equipped with some serious neural net hacking tools. Maybe something like the cortex slicer or the synapse breach protocol. Those are crucial for data extraction or system infiltration, especially in a city brimming with tech like Neo-Tokyo. And the companies here, like Zenith Tech or Cyberdyne Innovations, they're always on the lookout for someone with your unique skill set. It's a game of digital shadows and silent maneuvers in this city. But no matter how deep you go into that underworld, just remember, there are still some of us out here who appreciate the human behind the mods. I understand how challenging this path can be. It's a complex world we live in, especially here in Neo-Tokyo. Even for me, with my little workshop in the Kaiju Memorial District, every day is a dance on the edge of innovation and survival. The city, with its ever-shifting alliances between the tech guilds and the neon clans, it's tough to navigate, even for someone like me who knows a thing or two about the streets. It can be brutal out there, and the lines between what's good or what's right can be a bit blurred. You're not sure you've been doing the right thing lately. I understand. Sometimes I wonder too, especially when I'm cooped up in my workshop, tinkering with arc circuitry or programming the nanonet protocols. Are we pushing the boundaries, or are we getting lost in the maze of our own creations? The uncertainty, it's a shadow that looms over many of us here. Like those who frequent the quantum dive bars, or the ones lost in the augmented dreams in the illusion pods, we're all seeking something, aren't we? A place, a purpose, a sense of belonging in this digital sprawl. Your journey, moving from New Angeles with its sky grid networks to the pulsating heart of Neo-Tokyo. That's a bold leap. And these mods, the shadow step enhancers, the neural echo syncs, they're not just tools. They're a part of you now. But remember, amidst the data storms and the cyber haze, it's okay to question, to feel unsure. In my workshop, surrounded by the whir of proto-drones and the glow of spectra screens, I often ponder these questions too. Are we charting a course to a brighter future, or just drifting in the stream of technological advancement? But here's the thing. It's in questioning our choices, our path, that we find our true direction. It's okay to feel uncertain. It means you're aware, conscious of your place in this ever-evolving narrative. And if you ever feel the need to recalibrate, to adjust your course, whether it's your mods or your decisions, know that I'm here. In a city like Neo-Tokyo, we're all part of this grand, chaotic symphony. And sometimes, finding a fellow traveler who understands the tune can make all the difference. But you're not alone in this journey. I'm here, right? I know we only just met, but I feel like I can talk to you. I'm so happy to hear you feel the same way. You know, considering your line of work, you should get to know the management. Over there, monitoring the club's neural hub with an eagle eye, that's Jackson, the owner of Pulse Nova Haven. He's a relic from the turbocharged era of underground quantum racing, now navigating the neon jungle of club management. He's got a databank of stories, each one a wild ride through the city's digitized streets and neon-drenched alleys. My connection with Jackson goes way back. He's been a key supporter of my cybernetic endeavors, even turning this club into a gallery for some of my early tech prototypes. And the android bartender, Aria, with her sleek chrome chassis and photon optic sensors, she's a masterpiece of synthetic engineering. Jackson integrated her into the club's ecosystem a few cycles ago. Her core programming isn't just about mixology. She's embedded with an adaptive AI, equipped with emotion-sensing algorithms and preference prediction protocols. I've had the chance to augment her conversational matrix, infusing more dynamic responses and personality quirks. It's incredible to witness her evolution, almost like watching an AI stepping across the threshold into sentient territory. Jackson and Aria, they're like the dual cores of Pulse Nova. Who knows? Maybe they can hook you up with a few missions. It makes me blush to say it, but it was talking to Aria about you, and she's the one who nudged me to come over and introduce myself. I'll admit, I was a bit hesitant. It's not often that I find myself drawn to someone like this, especially in a place like Pulse Nova. You stood out, not just because of your Aurorascape jacket or the sleek design of your cybernetics, but there was something about you, an aura of intrigue that caught my eye. I'm usually the one lost in my work, comfortable in my world of rigs and machinations. Approaching someone, it's not really my forte. But with you, there was this pull, a feeling that I couldn't ignore. It took a bit of a pep talk to myself. Was it easy to tell? Seeing you, so at ease amidst the neon lights and pulsating music, it was intimidating, yet mesmerizing. I had so many questions, curiosities about who you are, about the story behind your mods. It's not every day you meet someone who carries such an air of mystery, who seems to embody the essence of Neo Tokyo's cyberpunk world. Yes, I know you're from New Angeles, but that's just the thing. I took a bold step too, walking up to you. It was a mix of excitement and nerves. I guess part of me was worried about how you'd react. Would you find my tech talk too overwhelming, or my curiosity too intrusive? But there was something compelling about you, a sense of depth that I just had to explore. Thank you for being so understanding. Oh, you're asking me to dance with you? I'd love to. Just one more sip of my cybermist twist. Ready to dive into the lights and beats of Pulse Nova. This place transforms sound and color into something almost tangible. Go on then. Lead me in. Yes, that's right. Seeing you move, you really light up the floor. The way your Neuralink interface syncs with the beat, flashing with every rhythm, it's like watching energy come to life. And your FlexiGrip, the way it handles each movement, adds a whole new layer to your dance. Out here with you, the flare of your cybernetics really shines. Your kinetic plating flows with your movements, blending your natural grace with the resilience of tech. It's captivating how it follows your rhythm, enhancing your dance with every beat. Each step, each move you make, it's like your cyber enhancements are part of the music, part of this whole atmosphere. Even the subtler mods, like the gentle glow of your skin's microconductors, or the quiet hum of your nanoservos, they add these intricate details to your presence. It's those nuances that really showcase the sophistication of your cybernetics. Dancing with you, I can't help but feel a rush from being part of your strength. The energy, the music, it really gets the heart racing, doesn't it? It's moments like these that remind me why the fusion of tech and humanity is so exhilarating. Where did you learn to dance like this? Your moves, they're so fluid, so in sync with the rhythm. It's like every beat is a part of you. Did you take classes? Or is this a natural talent of yours? You move with such confidence, such ease. It's captivating. So it's something you picked up along the way? That's impressive. Come closer. Yes, there we go. I can really feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. Or is it the subtle hum of your core energy resonator? It's like a beat within a beat, a secret rhythm that only we can feel. The warmth of your thermal sync panels, gently radiating through your clothes. It's like being enveloped in a gentle, electrifying embrace. As we move, your motion sensors subtly amplify our synchronicity, making every step, every turn feel like we're floating. The way they adapt to my movements, it's like we're speaking a silent language of rhythm and motion, a conversation beyond words. This proximity, it's as if we're merging our personal auras, creating a bubble around us that's charged with energy and connection. Your proximity harmonics, they seem to hum in tune with my own energy, creating an almost tangible connection between us. Being here with you, feeling the interplay of our movements. Is it wrong to want more? I'm sorry for getting too close. The energy between us, it's not something I'm used to. I usually keep to myself, lost in circuits and codes, so this is new territory for me. Sometimes I forget where the workshop ends and the real world begins. It's just being here with you, feeling the rhythm of the music and the technology pulsating through us. It kind of swept me up. I don't usually let myself get lost in the moment like this. But with you, it's different. It feels right. Yet, it's a bit overwhelming. I guess I'm not as fluent in the language of spontaneous moments as I am in tech jargon. It's easier to hide behind gadgets and gizmos. But there's something about you. I hope I haven't made you uncomfortable. It's just, you have this way of making the surroundings fade away. And it's both exhilarating and a little disorienting for someone like me. I think I'd like to kiss you. Is that okay? Wow. Just, wow. I don't know what to say. Let's just be here a while together. Connected. I don't know why I feel this way. I'm so very happy that we met each other tonight. I almost went to another club altogether. Can you believe it? Maybe destiny wanted to pull us together. You must think I'm silly. Thank you. I can tell you're a kind person. After tonight, I think I'm going to need some time to think. My life's been a whirlwind, really, since winning Voss's prize. It's like I've been caught in this relentless current of opportunities and decisions. Opening the workshop in the Kaiju Memorial District, it was a dream come true, but it's also been a string of challenges and constant innovation. Every day, there's a new puzzle to solve, a new piece of tech to master. And now, finding myself here with you, it's another unexpected turn. I find myself wondering, amidst all these choices I'm making, am I steering my life in the right direction? Meeting you, dancing with you, it's been a highlight in this chaos, a moment of clarity. But it also adds to the whirlwind, you know? It's exciting, yet unnerving. I'm used to calculating outcomes, planning steps ahead in my work. But with this, with us, it's different. There's no blueprint, no circuit diagram to follow. I guess what I'm trying to say is amidst all these decisions, all these paths I'm navigating, I hope this one, the one leading to you, is the right choice. It feels right, but it's not something I can quantify or analyze like my usual projects. It's a leap into the unknown, and that's both thrilling and a little scary. As much as I don't want to say goodbye, I've got an early day tomorrow. Voss sometimes sends me new clients. I'm seeing a fresh one, first thing in the morning, needing a serious overhaul on their AUG defense mech. The railgun system's gone wonky. It's misaligning with the kinetic stabilizers, throwing off the whole firing mechanism. It's a complex job, realigning the railgun while ensuring the mech's exoskeleton can handle the recoil forces without any hitches. I really wish I could stay, spend more time in this moment with you. Tonight has been unforgettable. Tomorrow? Yes. Thank you for being so understanding. I'd like that. I want to see you again. Why don't you come by my workshop? Hey, it's you. I'm so glad you could come by, just like you said you would. What do you think of my new sign above the workshop? Gemma Prime's quality mods. I just had it put up. Wanted something that really said, the future of mods is here. It's a bit flashy, but in Neo Tokyo, blending in is the same as being invisible, right? I was going for that cybermod chic vibe. It's better than saying something like, cybernetic surgeon will cut you up and insert implants real good, right? Thank you for laughing. I know it's a silly joke. I'm really glad you made it here safely. The Kaiju Memorial District isn't exactly known for its, let's say, hospitable environment. But it's got its charms, if you know where to look. Right next to the shop, there's this noodle place, Dammy Soup 3000. They serve the best synth noodles in town, complete with customizable flavor algorithms. And just a couple of doors down, there's Neon Threads, a retail hotspot for the latest in techwear. If you need a wardrobe upgrade, that's the place. Oh, and there's The Glitch, a dive bar with an eclectic mix of patrons, from data miners to mech jockeys. Great place to overhear the pulse of the district. And across the street, that's the Zenith Park. By day, it's pretty serene, but by night, it turns into a luminescent wonderland with all its bioluminescent plants. It's a bit of a microcosm of the district. Oh, hey, look at that. That's Lexi, gearing up on her hover bike. I just supercharged her ride with some top-tier tech. Fitted her with a hyperthrust engine from Platinum Dynamics, real cutting-edge stuff. Boosts her speed like you wouldn't believe. And those Gravlev stabilizers, upgraded with Zenith Tech's latest gyro modules for ultra-precise maneuvering. She's big into the underground race circuits, you know, the kind where speed and tech merge in a blur of neon and adrenaline. I also installed a set of flux cap coils from Cyberpunk Industries for that extra kick of acceleration. And for navigation, there's the Neuralink map. It's a direct neural interface with real-time course mapping. Totally state-of-the-art, provided by Vector Stream Solutions. The bike's defensive systems got an overhaul too. Fitted it with a Spectra Shield cloak from Aegis Dynamics. It's this reactive camo tech that adapts to surrounding visuals, perfect for staying under the radar. And those side panels? reinforced with Kaneda armor plating from Titan Forge, makes them nearly impervious to impact. Let's not forget the sound system. I integrated a sonic boom audio kit from Echo Sonic, so she can really feel the beats as she races. Plus, I installed a custom holo display dashboard from Mirage Tech for a sleek, interactive control interface. Lexi's hoverbike is now a marvel of modern tech. I mean, from the ionized thrust vents to the nanofiber brake lines, every inch of it screams speed and style. It's rides like these that make the Kaiju Memorial District's race scene so legendary. Seeing her take off on a machine that's part lab, part art, it's a real thrill for any gearhead like me. Sorry, I sometimes get carried away talking about my work. How about you? How are things going on your end? Rough day, huh? A mission that didn't go as planned. That's always tough. In this line of work, with the stakes so high, it's bound to happen. But you know, it's how we rebound from these setbacks that really shows our mettle. Oh, hold on a second. Are those warning lights on your mods? That's not a good sign. Can I take a closer look? Let me just touch the sensors here. I need to do a quick preliminary check. This is a Kanjai Corp threader. I just have to insert it below your skin. It'll feel a bit strange at first. Is that okay? All right, hold tight for 1 second. Yeah, just as I thought. Your core stabilizer is showing fluctuations in power output. And this, the sync processor, it's overheating, causing those warning lights. Looks like there's also a minor disruption in the neural interface circuitry. These are not issues you want to leave unchecked, especially with the kind of work you do. I can fix these for you, no charge. Bring your gear to my workshop, and I'll get everything running smoothly again. It's the least I can do after you came all this way to see me. Plus, it gives me a chance to work on some impressive tech like yours. Consider it my way of helping you patch things up after a rough day. We'll get you back in top form in no time. Don't be shy. Come on in. It's just you and me here this evening. This place is the front office. Sorry about the mess. It's where I put some of my odd parts and ends. See these kids' toys on the bench? They're my little side passion. Each one is embedded with a micro AI core from Synthitech. They're designed to interact with children, teaching them basic coding through play. It's a fun way to bridge the gap between technology and education. Over there, you'll see a half-built robot. That's part of a collaboration with Echo Robotics. We're trying to integrate a quantum processing unit into its neural network. The idea is to enhance its decision-making capabilities, making it more adaptable to complex environments. Now, these shelves are lined with various gadgets, a mix of commissioned pieces and personal experiments. Like this one, the hollow projector glove. It's a prototype for a client in the entertainment sector. It projects ultra-realistic 3D holograms, still fine-tuning the haptic feedback module on it. And scattered around, you'll find bits and pieces of all sorts. Photon soldering kits, nano circuitry boards, and even some rare etheric capacitors from Alt-Tech Industries. Each component, each tool here, is a story, a project, a dream in the making. Lexi gave me her leftover hover drive coils from Neurodynamics. Their legacy kind of Gravlev technology that's supposed to reduce energy consumption while boosting lift efficiency. If I can get them working again, I can put them into a new project worth some shiny credits. How do I keep it all safe in a district like this? You're right. I've got to stay one step ahead, especially with the expensive equipment I just bought from the tech prize with Voss. So, I've installed a pretty robust security system to deter and deal with any potential thieves. The crown jewel of my security setup? It's a turret system, but not just any ordinary one. I designed it to run mostly on non-electrical parts, making it highly resistant to EMP attacks. I know how thieves think in this part of the city, and EMP proofing is essential. This turret uses a combination of mechanical triggers and hydraulic action for its operation. It's old school tech meets new world tactics. Additionally, I've integrated motion sensors with infrared and ultrasonic capabilities throughout the shop. They're connected to an AI-driven monitoring system that can differentiate between a regular customer and someone with less than honorable intentions. And for good measure, I've installed a series of hollow decoys. If the system detects a breach, it activates these decoys, projecting multiple images of me around the shop. It's quite effective in disorienting intruders, buying enough time for either the turret to activate or for me to handle the situation personally. It's all about being prepared. In this business, and especially in this part of Neo-Tokyo, you can't be too careful. But rest assured, it's mostly non-lethal. I'm big on deterring rather than harming. And this project here, it's something I'm really excited about. I'm building a robot to help me manage the storefront. You see, with all the work in the back and my tendency to get lost in my projects, I sometimes miss customers who come in. This little guy, I'm calling him Storebot, is going to be a game changer. He's equipped with a customer interaction module, complete with facial recognition software and a learning AI algorithm from IntelliTech Innovations. This means he'll not only greet customers, but also remember returning ones, making the experience more personal. I've also integrated a hollow display system in his chest. It'll show off our latest mods and gadgets in 3D, giving customers a glimpse of what's possible before they even speak to me. And with the voice synthesis processor I've installed, he'll be able to answer basic queries and even take messages when I'm too caught up in the workshop. The idea is for Storebot to be the first point of contact. It's a bit of a challenge, balancing the technical aspects with the need for a friendly, approachable demeanor. But I'm getting there. Once he's up and running, I think he'll add a whole new dynamic to the shop. And if Storebot sees anything he doesn't like, he can light them up with the turret system. Hey. Potted you checking out that pile of system splicers? You don't have one yet, do you? How about I hook you up with one? No charge. Consider it a little token of appreciation for your visit. There's a whole spectrum to choose from, each crafted by different innovators, each with its own flair. Like this one, the Neuralink Splicer from Mind Solutions. I'm thinking the Cortex Integrator Splicer from Cyberpunk might be just right for you. It's sleek, doesn't overcomplicate things, yet it's incredibly effective. Cyberpunk has a knack for creating devices that are powerful, but don't overwhelm the user. It's the kind of splicer that offers reliability and efficiency without the need for deep technological knowledge. Perfect for someone who appreciates the innovations, but also values simplicity and functionality. It's definitely the highest quality mod of the bunch. How does that sound? Let's get you set up with it. I have a feeling you'll find it a perfect fit for your needs. The rest of the workshop is actually below ground. We'll need to take the grav lift to get there. It's this way. Just step inside here. The grav lift is one of my favorite features of the shop, despite its quirks. It uses anti-gravity technology to smoothly descend to the lower levels. Well, usually smoothly. You'll see what I mean. Ah, there we go. Sometimes it has a bit of a mind of its own. I've been meaning to fine-tune the gyro stabilizers and recalibrate the gravity coils. But, client work comes first, especially the ones Voss sent my way. They've been keeping me pretty busy. And here we are. Welcome to the lower level of my workshop. This is where all the major projects take shape. Just watch your step as you get out. Some of the workshop is just as temperamental as this old lift. Okay, there's a few hazards here you should know about first. You see, I got this whole workshop space on a sweet deal, thanks to Jackson from Pulse Nova Haven. He's always had a knack for finding places with, let's say, character. So, this place has its quirks. Like that syntho-chem dispenser over there, attached to the neurovap unit. It's got a bit of a leak issue. I noticed it's been occasionally releasing some mist. Just don't go anywhere near it, and you'll be okay. Also, be careful around the plasma cutter station. It's not supposed to activate on its own, but it's been a little unpredictable lately. I think it was programmed with a personality chip I still need to remove. Sometimes engineers do that to make the automation process smarter. But it was made a bit too enthusiastic, if you ask me. And those hyperconductors stacked in the corner are a bit touchy. They're prone to emitting a strong electrical buzz if they get bumped. I'm working on a better storage solution for them. Then there's that pile of modulator cores in the crates. Just best to steer clear of them. They're mostly inert, but they can kick up quite a fuss if they're jostled the wrong way. I know, it's probably looking like a bit of a death trap right now. I'm sorry. I should have thought of that before I invited you to see the place. You don't mind? You like this kind of stuff too? I'm so happy to hear that. I like you, and I'd hate if I was scaring you away. But I guess we all have to put ourselves out there. Got to say, despite these little surprises, I love this place. It's got personality, and it's mine, all thanks to Jackson's tip-off. I see my Serenity X24 caught your eye. It's a hover vehicle frame I bought for myself. Do you know it? I'm not surprised. They stopped making them a few years ago. She's an older model, and she's seen a few too many acid rain baths. Nothing too flashy by Neo-Tokyo standards. But she's got potential. Loads of it. I'm tweaking her for smooth rides and luxurious speeds. There's something about refining and upgrading an older model that's incredibly satisfying. It's like unlocking hidden treasures within something many might overlook. I managed to get her at a reasonable price, a steal, really, for what she can become. Right now, I'm in the middle of overhauling her propulsion system, planning to install a series of hyperflow thrusters for that extra oomph. And for navigation, I'm integrating a ProtoNav AI guidance system. It's cutting-edge tech, ensures seamless maneuvering through the city's skyscape. I'm also customizing her interior with adaptive comfort seating and a holoscape dashboard for an immersive travel experience. The idea is to blend luxury with performance, to create a ride that's as enjoyable as it is efficient. I'm almost finished working on her guts. Then I'll move into her holo interfaces. Once she's painted, she'll be a real beauty. But that's the future. For now, let's head over to the main work area. That's where the real magic happens. And thankfully, it's the most stable part of the workshop. Welcome to the heart of my mad scientist's laboratory. Good. I was hoping you would laugh at that. This right here is the nerve center of my tech haven, the NeuroForge chair. It's where I bring cybernetic enhancements to life for folks like you. This seat is equipped with hyper-neural connectors from Synapse Tech, a full suite of biometric monitors by VitalSync, and ultra-precise microsurgical arms from nanocrafters. It might appear dangerous just on appearance, but it's the material essence for people like you who survive and thrive on cybernetic implants. And then there's my main workbench. It's a multifunctional powerhouse. I've got a quantum diagnostic panel from SolarMix Solutions, known for its pinpoint accuracy in detecting even the slightest anomalies in cybernetic systems. Then there's the Holo Design Terminal from Mirage Tech, where I visualize and prototype new mods in stunning 3D. And can't forget the circuitry synthesizer by Electroforge. It's my go-to for crafting complex circuit boards and nano components. Every tool, every component here is a story, a piece of a larger puzzle in the realm of cybernetics. From intricate neural lacework to robust mechanical augmentations, this workbench is where ideas transform into tangible, cutting-edge enhancements. In the center, there's the Omni Fabricator, a 3D printing unit by NanoBuild Technologies. This isn't your average 3D printer. It specializes in creating nano hardware, from microscopic gears to custom neural connectors. This machine crafts them with atomic precision. It's essential for when I need to build or repair components at the nanoscale. Then there's the Adaptive Interface Console by Tech Synergy. It's a dynamic control center, allowing me to interact with various systems and gadgets I'm working on. I'm using pretty much every tool to fix that railgun problem for the client that Voss sent me. You've probably figured by now that's what that giant mech is next to the heavy grav lift. Voss's requests have been pretty demanding. But you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? I guess tech prizes don't come free, even after you win them. Like I said, it's a lot. I've left your head spinning, haven't I? You don't look like you're ready to run for hills yet. That's a good sign, right? So what do you think? It's pretty cool, right? That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. You know, when we met at the nightclub, Wait. What's that alarm? Hold on 1 minute. I have to run a systems check on the workshop. I don't have all my auto-diagnosis AIs online yet. Crap. It's the neurochem dispenser system. I was afraid this was going to happen if I didn't fix today. Such bad timing. The Neurovax RF9 fumes are reaching a toxic level. Why don't you head back up the grav lift? I can handle this, and I don't want you to get hurt. You want to help? No, really. That's okay. I only have one oxygen mask right now, And like I said, the RF9 fumes are toxic. It's reaching the point where they could even vaporize our skin if we get too close. Oh, you have a Loridyne third lung installed? Yes, if it's in working order, then it should filter the toxins from your lungs. Okay, I suppose I could use the help. One of us has to get near the injection system and manually override the shutoff. You'll do it? Like I said, it can burn your skin right off if you're not careful. Okay. You're right. There's not a lot of time. I'll prepare to jettison the excess Neurovax remotely from the work table once you've sealed off the injection system. Please, hurry. And be careful. The RF9 toxins are reaching a lethal level. Are you still okay? Oh no. You're looking really awful on the security cam. Pull the level down and hit the green, then red button. Fast. You've done it. System is ready for shutdown. I'm doing that now. Okay. Now, ejecting excess toxins. Let me take off my mask and take a look at you. Oh my, I'm so sorry. You've lost a layer of skin on your right arm here. I have some skin grow spray. First, let me sanitize it and eliminate the toxins. Sit in the Neuroforge chair. I'll take care of you. I seem like I've done this before. Yes, this is my craft. Being a cybernetic surgeon isn't for the faint of heart. We repair flesh just as much as we do hardware. Okay, I'm going to apply some Heaven's Mist for the pain. You're going to feel an initial rush. And now, the chemical neutralizer to eliminate any remaining toxins. This is full body, so it will take a moment as the forge does. It's work. Okay, now for the skin grow application. This will take a minute. You're definitely going to feel some sensations. But when I'm doing, you'll feel much better. It was really brave what you did back there. You didn't have to. Thank you. It would have taken me a few minutes to get into a ChemGuard suit and deal with it on my own. And by then, the toxins could have eroded some precious equipment. No, really. You saved me a lot of credits just now. You're my hero. I mean that. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. You're a good... Well, we only met last night, so I don't know what we are to each other just yet. But you've shown that you care. And that means the world. Okay, I've applied the skin graft. Flex your arm and see how it moves. Great. The holograph says your vitals are returning to normal. Nothing harmed that I couldn't fix easily enough. You've never been fixed so well before. I'm a natural. I'm humbled. Thank you. I'm lucky that you were here today. Since you're in the chair, why don't I fix those other things I mentioned that I noticed when we were outside? Let's start with that core stabilizer of yours. I'm seeing some fluctuations in the power output. Just hold still for a moment. The core stabilizer is crucial for maintaining the balance of your system's energy flow. It's like the heartbeat of your cybernetics. I'm going to recalibrate it to ensure it's distributing power evenly. This should smooth out those fluctuations. There, you should feel a bit more in sync now. Next up, your sync processor. It's overheating, and that's not something we want. The sync processor is like the conductor of an orchestra, keeping all your systems in harmony. Overheating can throw the whole concert out of tune. I'm applying a thermal compound to help dissipate the excess heat more efficiently. And while I'm at it, I'll upgrade the cooling system with a micro-ventilation module. It's a small tweak, but it'll make a big difference in managing the temperature. Lastly, we have a minor disruption in your neural interface circuitry. The neural interface connects you, the person, to your cybernetics. It's a delicate and personal piece of tech, handling the ebb and flow of data between your brain and the enhancements. I'm going to gently realign the circuitry and strengthen the neural connections. This might feel a bit odd, like a tickle in your mind. It's important that these connections are seamless and intuitive, almost like an extension of your own thoughts. There, all done. Each of these repairs was not just about fixing a part. It's about ensuring you feel comfortable and attuned to your enhancements. They're a part of you, and I want to make sure they're working in perfect harmony with who you are. How are you feeling? Everything should be running much smoother now. Now, let's get that Cortex Integrator Splicer from CerebraCorp installed for you. This is a bit more of a sensitive procedure, as I'll need to access the deeper layers of your neural interface. It might cause some disorientation, but I'll be as gentle as possible. Is that okay with you? I understand. Thank you for trusting me. I'm proceeding with utmost care here. This kind of work requires delicate hands and a keen eye for detail. Accessing the inner parts of your brain now, the integrator will fit right into your neural network, but it needs to be positioned just right to function optimally. Just a moment. I have to be careful here. Okay, now the splicer is now in place. Closing the hardware access now. There, the sensitive part is over. You might feel a bit of disorientation as your system adjusts to it. This is normal, so don't worry. I'm going to begin the calibration process now, ensuring that the splicer syncs perfectly with your neural patterns. This step is crucial for a smooth and seamless integration. Running diagnostics. And there we go. The Cortex Integrator Splicer is now fully installed and calibrated. How are you feeling? Yes, that's normal. It'll take a few moments for it to pass, but now you'll be able to hack higher grade systems that you couldn't before with a fair amount of range. One last diagnostic check, because we just did a lot of work on you. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, your J30 transmitter was a little wonky because of all the updates, but I've made it kosher. Voila, you should be good as new. I feel like I need a moment, too. It's not every day that a girl goes poking around in the sensitive hardware of someone she likes. Oh gosh, I'm blushing. We still hardly know each other. I don't even know if you're seeing anyone else. I think maybe we should go for another drink. Let's take a walk. Have you seen the Luminar Gardens yet? Their bioluminescent flora is a leftover remnant from the Kaiju attacks of 2044. I think you'd be mesmerized by the way those plants glow. It's like something straight out of a cyber dream. The way the colors shift and dance. I know that you have some incredible dance moves yourself. But this is otherworldly. Nature at its most alien. Take my hand. Tonight, I want to show you the tranquil beauty of Neo Tokyo and all that it has to offer. Ah, it's good to be outside again. I know street air's not that sweet, but it sure beats the neurotoxins we were nearly inhaling. Again, I'm sorry for the mishap in my workshop. I hope I can make it up to you by showing you the area. Since you're from New Angeles, I'm sure there's plenty that we can see that will be novel. So, take my hand, and I'll give you a tour. The Luminaire Gardens is only a few blocks away. I just love the city at night. You laugh? Because it's mostly night with all the storm weather. Yes, that's true. But it's the colors. The neon rainbow of pinks, purples, blues, and reds. It's like a tapestry, isn't it? If I wasn't an artist of hardware and cybernetics, I'd probably be an artist of another type. It's kind of obvious, isn't it? But you, the hard life is all that you've ever known? By hard, I suppose you mean being how do I put it, agent for hire? I understand. Not many people in Neo-Tokyo would say they live the kind of life you see in the old history videos. The days of nuclear families and living in relative safety is gone. Now, we have very literal nuclear families. Ones with fusion reactors powering their hearts, if they're lucky enough to have the credits. I hope you don't mind, but I did glance at what's powering your heart. It's not a fusion reactor, but I understand that it's probably a difficult choice, have an implant like that one. Gosh, am I dragging the evening down? I'm sorry. Let's talk about something less heavy. Look up there. You've probably seen it before. The Light Star Gateway. It's a Class 3 space-time anomaly generator. You can tell that it's about to create a singularity because the lights are igniting on the sides. What lights? I know it's hard to see. Just wait a moment, and you'll see the sequence. There. Wow. Do you see that ship coming through? It's an EX-9 Bellestrade. They're one of the biggest battle cruisers in the entire armada. They're manufactured by Starbound Dynamics, powered by triple zero-point reactors from Nova Caliber, each one capable of generating enough power for short interstellar jumps, so they're not entirely reliant on the gates. Its hull is reinforced with vibrosteel alloy from Metalmorph Industries. I hear it can withstand extreme conditions, from asteroid fields to the harsh edges of black holes. They're usually stationed at the outer colonies or patrolling the far reaches of the solar system. To have one this close to Earth, it must be a special occasion, or a sign of something big happening. Yes, I know a lot about space engineering. It's more of a hobby. Cybernetics has been my real bread and butter. But I've always had an eye towards the heavens. The Light Star Gate is always there, so high above us, bringing in fleets of ships and sending them back out again. I couldn't escape it, even if I wanted to. I'm tearing up? No, I'm not. You're seeing things. You'll play it back on your optics to prove it? Don't be like that. Okay, if you really must know. My mother and father used to work on the Light Star Gate together. My mom was the lead engineer on the project. She had an incredible talent for quantum engineering and spatial mechanics. Her work was pivotal in designing the structural integrity of the gate, ensuring that it could withstand the stresses of creating and maintaining stable wormhole passages. Dad's role was on the administrative and coordination side, but he was just as essential. He oversaw the construction crews and managed the resources needed for such a colossal project. He was the one who made sure all the different teams and tech components came together seamlessly. His knack for logistics and planning kept the construction on schedule and within budget. My parents' work was vital to the recent success of space colonies, because before the gates were here, interstellar travel took too long, and the solar system is mostly owned by corporations. The new colonies give the little people a chance to own a piece of something that can be their own. But that, of course, comes at its own price. You probably know that's sometimes overshadowed by the memory of the wormhole Kaiju disasters. When the first portals brought giant monsters from the other dimension, it was important to both my parents to stabilize the singularities, so we didn't have a repeat of the first two attacks. I don't tell most people about my family because they still don't trust the Light Star Gate, not after what happened. But it's been almost 20 years without an incident. That means my parents did something good, right? Please don't tell anyone else. Pretty much only you and a few close friends of mine know this. It haunted me as a child, and I guess I've never really shaken it off. Thank you for understanding. There I go again, telling you way too much about me. I must sound like a broken record by now. You like knowing things about me? Well, that's very sweet of you. I'm not sure how I feel. Most people don't like getting too close to others quite so fast. I guess it makes them uncomfortable. Because if you put yourself all out there, it makes them more likely to do the same. And not everybody can handle being their true selves all the time. But I feel like I can be real myself around you. Thank you for that. Most people tend to run or hide when I get this way, or spill their darkest secrets without meaning to. And I've noticed that people can be awfully weird, and they're not always who they seem to be. But that's okay. We're all a little weird in some way, aren't we? Yes, I suppose I am a geek, a workaholic, and a philosopher. Guilty on all charges. That is so true. Sometimes I forget it. I get lost in the grind. The grind feels like home. It makes the past endurable. I've said so much. Tell me something about you. What do you mean there's not much to tell? I don't believe that. But that's okay. I'm not pressuring you. I'm happy with just your company. And you've already told me some of the things that you do as an agent. Since I operate on clients in the same line of work, I have a pretty good idea of what your day-to-day looks like. This is Neo-Tokyo, after all. We're all wayward souls in some way. Look over there. That's the district's hyperloop vector for this area. Did you know that it uses ISO levitation tracks, making the trains zip through the city like electric phantoms? Super efficient and almost silent, except for that soft hum as they pass by. Not everyone can afford to use hover cars, and sometimes it's even convenient for the wealthy. You've used it. In the passenger class, you'll mostly find chrome hunters, data drifters, dreg runners, and neon nomads. I rode in first class a few times as a child. It was sleek and as expensive as it sounds. Those days are long gone, though. Why do you keep looking over your shoulder? Is something wrong? What do you mean we're being followed? By who? Where? You want me to stop looking around? I guess you're right. That would tip them off. And they might be listening in on us using long-range microphones? Gosh. Well, what are we supposed to do? Act normal? Okay, I'll trust you. I'm a bit worried, though. With you here, with all your formidable implants, I suppose I have some confidence. I'll just pretend that everything is normal then, and hope you have a plan. Yep. Just one Omnitech boot in front of the other, taking slow, not worried breaths. Ah, saved by the bell. Or gardens, in this case. We're finally here. The expression on your face right now. Yes, that's most people's reactions at first. I told you, this park is actually made of the skeletal remains of giant monsters, the kaijus who attacked through the wormholes. Yes, they really were as big as buildings. The biggest one here we called Xanthrax. He was a colossal creature with iridescent scales that could refract light, creating blinding flashes to disorient other monsters. It stood on 4 powerful, muscular limbs, each ending in razor-sharp talons, capable of tearing through the toughest of materials. Its anatomy was a fascinating blend of raw power and evolutionary adaptations, luminescent spines running along its back, capable of emitting high-energy plasma bursts. It could protect itself against most conventional weaponry. Later, it was found that he possessed a multi-chambered superheart, allowing it to pump nutrient-rich blood after eating other monsters with incredible efficiency, fueling its massive frame and rapid regenerative capabilities. Xanthraxes could have destroyed the entire city if he wasn't stopped by the famous mech crew in the proto-juggernaut. It only stood at half the height of Xanthrax, but the crew made the sacrifice of having their brains connected directly into the warframe. It was their quick reactions that allowed them to stab the giant samurai sword through the monster's vulnerable plating. The crew didn't survive, not just because the mech was badly damaged, but the rushed integration of their wetware with the mech. They all died from hyperactive overstimulation of their neocortexes. But they died heroes. That fight took place right here, where we stand. Hard to believe, isn't it? There were smaller monsters than Xanthrax, though not always that much smaller. Most of them died right here in the battle with Earth's armies. You can hardly tell anymore, but it took 2 decades of human and robotic engineering to build this district back up again. And now here comes the real treat, because the night has fully settled in. See that over there? The glowing blue spores, just above the ground. That's life, left from the kaiju blood that spilled from the battle. Don't worry. It's harmless. Now see how Xanthrax's skeleton is lighting up with the same blue glow. It's beautiful, isn't it? I've always found it strange and wondrous that something so magical could have resulted from a day that most remember as a nightmare. You can see all the people here come to watch the phenomena in the evening. Some believe the flora have some kind of spiritual healing powers, though I've looked it up, and nothing in their cellular makeup suggests that. But of course, there's plenty that we don't know about the nature of their origin. That's odd. Is it just me, or is the bioluminescence changing hue? From blue to a kind of pink. I don't understand. They're turning red, a kind of crimson, but it's only happening around you. Why? And that sound, is that the flora? Is it singing, crying out? It's so loud. Do you know what's happening? Why don't you tell me? I've only seen this happen once before, when someone claimed to have been a descendant of the kaiju monsters. But that wasn't you. So what's happening? People are panicking. You don't want to tell me? Look, it's okay if you've been keeping a secret from me. I don't know how to tell you this. I've been keeping one as well. Those people you saw watching us, I know who they are. And now, I know what it is that they want from you. Are you awake? Don't sit up. You were hit with 3,000 volts from a Series 8 anti-cybernetics long-range taser. I'm sorry about the restraints. You should know, this isn't what I want. Where are we? We're in a Nexus Innovation space transport. There's a crew here that was tasked with capturing you after you entered the Luminaire Gardens in the Memorial District. It pains me to see that you're confused. I'm a bit at odds myself. You can probably tell by now that I haven't been entirely open with you. Or it's more accurate to say, I've been keeping some pieces of information to myself. Voss, who gave me the tech prize. He told me to introduce myself to you the other night at Pulse Nova Haven. I wasn't given a lot of info. But Voss, well, the tech prize is paid in installments, you see. Oh, I can tell that you understand this part. Yes, I did what he told me to, because of the money. I feel ashamed. I'm sorry. I know that probably doesn't help. I had no idea what would happen. It was supposed to be very simple. We would get to know each other, and I would guide you to the skeletal remains of the kaiju monsters in the park. I had no idea that the bioluminescent flora would react to you. I also had no idea that Voss's strike team would capture you. Of course, I knew that something was up, but I didn't think, or at least I hoped, that it wasn't this. What will happen now? I'm not exactly sure. They haven't told me much, but I can put a few things together. Maybe you can help me understand. You think this is just another trap? A way to get more information from you? I don't blame you for thinking that. I probably would too if I was in your situation. I'll have to lean in close for this part, so the others can't hear. What I said before, our connection. I do like you, and I might even be able to help you, but I don't know if you're dangerous. The way the kaiju remains reacted to your presence, it was unsettling. 100,000 people died when the giant monsters first came through the singularities. If you're somehow related to them, I don't think I could set you free. So, I suppose that's the deal. Help me understand who you are, why the alien spores reacted to you. I can't say for certain the truth will be enough. If I see a reason to trust you, and if you're not here to harm anyone, particularly innocent people, then I do want to help you. I know you don't have any reason to trust my word, and you must feel betrayed right now. I'm not a bad person. I'm just a girl with a workshop, trying to make it one day at a time. I hope you believe that. If you give me the chance, I'll prove it. But first, I need to know that you're not a danger to Neo Tokyo. My parents already made that mistake once, when they helped open the first singularity that let the giant monsters enter our dimension. Yes, I didn't tell you that before. parents built the light star gates. But before that, they helped create the first wormholes, the ones that resulted in the first invasion. You can see why I don't like to talk about it. And you can see why my legacy is one that I'm not proud of, and why I can't repeat their mistake. So, now that you know why I have to be so sure, tell me, why did the kaiju remains react to your body? What makes you special? You don't know for sure? You've never been around their remains before? You must know something. You're from New Angeles. Did you always live there? You moved from Neo-Tokyo when you were a child, right after the attacks? Wait, you were there that day, in the first wave? You remembered being covered in kaiju blood after the proto-juggernaut slayed Xenothrax? That must have something to do with it. I heard rumors that kaiju blood has special properties, but the energy that makes it powerful diminishes quickly after leaving the monster's body or following their death. Some of their properties must live in you. This might sound odd, but have you ever sprouted a third arm or grown spikes? Anything like that? No, I don't think that's how people like you turn out. I'm just wondering how the monster blood might affect you. I did notice when manipulating your implants that your vital signs were particularly strong. And when the Neurovax RF9 toxin touched your skin, the damage wasn't as bad as it should have been. Maybe the kaiju blood makes you stronger than most people. And maybe it's not making your teeth sharp, or giving you a hunger for human brains, or anything weird like that. I feel like that's not enough to go on. No, I'm not backing out of our deal. If you are a danger to innocent people, I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I let you go. You've never harmed an innocent person in your life. Well, your public records are clean as far as that goes, though you are on the watch list of 24 global agencies. Yes, I'm accessing Earth's criminal database to corroborate what you've told me so far. What I see here isn't entirely reassuring, at least because it looks like a lot of people have their eye on you right now. It's hard to tell if that's because of your special situation. Do you promise that it's all true? Everything you've said? That you're not here to hurt people? I probably shouldn't do this. It will put both our lives in danger. It's risky. Are you sure you want me to help you escape? Okay. So, you're tied down, and Voss's strike team is on edge. But when I worked on your implants earlier tonight, you gave me administrative access to your systems. So, even though they're currently blocked, we're still within the time window where I can access your neural interface. I'm remote programming the Cortex Integrator Splicer from CerebraCorp that I installed in you earlier tonight. What I'll do is use it to hack the anti-cybernetics long-range taser equipped by the big guy on Voss's strike team. That should be enough to knock them all out, and then I can free you properly, and you can fly this transport to the nearest Hyperloop vector, and we can escape on the metro. Does that sound like a start of a plan? Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hacking long-range taser. Overloading. And there. Oh no, I think I overdid it. The guards watching us are down, but the transport is out of control. We're falling out of the sky. Your restraints are set to a physical key. I have to find it on this unconscious guard. I know we're about to crash. I'm going as fast as I can. The key is here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Okay, sit still so I can remove these restraints from you. There you go. You're free. I have no idea what to do now. The jet is spinning out of control. We're about to slam into the Nexus Innovations building. Why are you opening the loading dock? You want us to jump. Oh no, I can't. You want me to wrap my arms around you and trust you. I can't believe I chose this. Okay. You trusted me. So I'll trust you too. I think I have to close my eyes for this next part. Whatever happens, please don't let me go. Your boots have thermopulse boosters. They're slowing our descent. You could have told me that, instead of leaving me worrying. Oh, that's payback. I suppose I deserve it, after not being totally honest with you. My heart is racing, but I'm glad we're on the ground. I suppose it wasn't as bad as I expected. The jet just took out 2 floors of Nexus Innovations. Thankfully, it's a weekend. I hope nobody was working in the office today. Yes, I know I should get moving. We'll blend in at the Hyperloop. Why are you slowing down? Oh, you haven't recovered fully from the high voltage when they captured you. Here, lean on me. I might not look like much, but I work with machinery every day. I'm stronger than I look. I'm going to pay these nomads for their cloaks. That'll disguise us a bit. We'll have to take the transport now back to my shop. Why there? Well, because I think I can throw them off your scent, if we get there in time. How? It's complicated. I'll tell you more after we arrive. The trains here are like arteries of the city, always pulsing with life. We can blend into the crowd and disappear before anyone realizes. The train uses maglev technology for near-silent operation and super-fast travel. Once we're on board, we'll be like shadows, moving too fast to track. The train's constant flux of commuters is perfect for going incognito. Here, duck into this carriage. The biometric scanners are offline, a little trick I learned. It helps to avoid leaving a digital footprint. The carriages are equipped with holo ads and neural net interfaces, great distractions for the other passengers. We'll just be 2 more faces in the crowd. How long will it take for Voss to find us? I'm not sure. First, they'll have to verify if we were in the wreck or not. There should be enough time for me to rig a corpse to fake your death. Yes, that's my plan. I have a spare body that I can drop near the wreckage. I'll need a large enough sample of your blood to infuse into it, so they think that it belongs to you. We'll have to mutilate the features, of course. I know. It doesn't sound great. It won't be all that simple. But I don't think Voss will ever let you go unless he thinks that you're dead. Well, it's not me they're after. If he asks, I can just tell him I had a pair of thruster boots like yours, and that saved me from the crash. It's not a perfect situation, but I'm pretty sure I can pull it off. Okay, we're back at the Kaiju Memorial District. Let's get back to my lab. Nothing seems out of the ordinary here. That's good. Nobody seems to be watching my shop. That's also good. It's too early for Voss's people to detect us. It's good that you're able to walk on your own again. Just a few more steps to my workshop. Now quickly, down the grav lift. Okay, the body is in here, in this cryo storage. I was keeping it fresh for parts. But I guess we'll have to use the whole thing for this purpose. I'm going to take that blood sample from you now. Is that okay? I know it's difficult to trust me right now, after all we just went through. But I did just crash a transport into an office building to save you. Is that enough trust for now? Okay. Thank you. Now, I'll hook up the blood to the corpse. It will just take a moment for it to have enough. Okay. Now I'm going to have to mutilate the body so Voss can't tell who it belongs to. I don't think you want to watch this part. Okay. Done. Now I'm sending it on its way back to Nexus Innovations. My hover car has been automatically programmed to drop the body from a great height. With luck, they'll believe it's yours. But now, of course, we have to deal with another problem. You can't run around Neo-Tokyo with the same face anymore. We'll have to make you a new one. So, after our escape from Nexus Innovations, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that they seem to have fallen for the cyborg duplicate that I used to throw them off your trail. They're no longer looking for us. The bad news is that you can't go out there with your old identity. Yes, that means we have to change your appearance. Don't worry, I'm going to give you features that you'll like. And of course, you'll have the chance to approve or decline any changes I suggest. As a way to apologize for how things turned out, of course, I'll do this entire process for free. I know it's not ideal. But Voss and his people will never let you go, knowing the powerful kaiju blood that you have flowing through your veins. We need to change your appearance, both facial and body, to keep you off the grid. It's going to be a bit of a gritty process, but it's necessary. Okay, sit in the cybernetic forge. Make yourself comfortable. This will take a while. First, we'll work on altering your build. We'll start by modifying your bone structure slightly to support the new physique. This is a bit more intricate, but crucial for a convincing transformation. I'll use a device called the osteomorph frame. It's a state-of-the-art piece of tech that creates a temporary exoskeletal frame around your body. It'll align with your skeleton, subtly altering your height and build. The process involves nanobots that adhere to your bones, gently expanding and reshaping them. It's a bizarre sensation. You'll feel a slight pressure, almost like a deep tissue massage, as the nanobots work to reshape your skeletal structure. Then, I'll use a muscle padding synthesizer. It's going to layer synthetic muscle and fat pads onto your body. This will change your overall silhouette, making you unrecognizable even to those who know you well. The sensation is like being gently squeezed as each layer conforms to your frame. To give you an idea of what to expect, altering your skin will be the most involved. First, I'll use a subdermal pigment alterer. It's a device that temporarily shifts your skin tone and can add or obscure facial features. Think of it as a high-tech camouflage, using nanopigments to create a new face on top of your own. It's not the most comfortable process. Feels a bit like a swarm of tiny ants crawling over your skin, but it's effective. For your hair, I'll use a fiber morph cap. It can change the length, color, and style of your hair within minutes. The cap's filaments interact with your hair follicles, reshaping and recoloring them temporarily. It's a strange feeling, almost like a cool breeze moving through your hair. Finally, we'll use a set of retinal deep cell augmentators. They'll not only change the color of your eyes, but also contain microprojectors that can emit different pupil patterns. This way, even the most advanced facial recognition tech won't be able to match your irises to any known patterns. Before you say no, please take a look at the new you that I'm proposing. I'll bring it up on the holo screen now. Just as good, right? I like how you are right now, but there's really no choice. We have to do something so Voss can never find you again. Do you approve? Okay. I'm glad you're open to this. The process, you can imagine, will feel very strange. But don't worry, I'll be here every step of the way. All right, I'm about to start integrating the osteomorph frame. This is going to feel a bit unusual, but I'll walk you through each step. Just relax and let the tech do its work. First, I'm activating the nanobots. You'll feel a slight buzzing sensation as they come to life and begin to align with your skeletal structure. It's a bit like having tiny masseurs working on your bones. Odd, but not painful. Now, the nanobots are gently adhering to your bones. You might feel a light pressure, almost like a wave of mild compression moving through your body. This is the nanobots beginning to expand and reshape your skeletal frame. They're incredibly precise, ensuring that the changes in bone structure are subtle, yet effective. Can you imagine that before we had these tiny machines, if you wanted to change your bone structure, they had to cut you open and regrow the cells in a tank? Barbaric, really. We've come a long way. As the nanobots work, they're subtly altering the length and curvature of your bones. Your height might shift slightly, and your overall frame will change to match the new silhouette we're aiming for. It's a gradual process, so the sensation will build slowly. Imagine it as a slow, steady transformation, your body reshaping to a new form. The process is halfway done now. The nanobots are recalibrating to make finer adjustments, focusing on details like the width of your shoulders and the length of your limbs. These changes are smaller, so you might feel more of a tingling sensation as the bots refine their work. Now, we're going to focus on augmenting your facial structure with the osteomorph frame. This part is quite intricate, as we're reshaping the very contours of your face. It's going to feel quite strange, but I'll make sure it's as comfortable as possible. First, the nanobots will target your facial bone structure. You'll feel a peculiar sensation, almost like a gentle pulsing under your skin, as they begin to subtly reshape your jawline. It's a strange feeling, having the shape of your face shift and change, but it's essential for altering your identity. Next, we'll adjust the cheekbones. The nanobots will gently elevate and sculpt them, changing the overall profile of your face. This might feel like a mild pressure, as if someone is softly molding your cheeks. It's a delicate process, but crucial for creating a new facial identity. Now, the frame is working on your brow ridge and forehead area. You might experience a tingling sensation as the nanobots reshape these areas, altering the way shadows and light play across your face. Lastly, we're focusing on the nose. This part is especially delicate, as even the slightest change can dramatically alter your appearance. The sensation here will be similar to a light pinch as the nanobots fine-tune the shape of your nose. There, the facial augmentation is complete. Your bone structure now supports a completely different facial appearance. It might feel odd at first, your face having a different shape, but visually, the transformation will be effective and convincing. Take a moment to get accustomed to these changes. It's quite a transformation, and it's natural to need time to adjust to your new facial structure. We're almost there. The osteomorph frame is nearly integrated. You might feel a final wave of pressure as the nanobots complete their task and disengage from your bones. It's like the final stretch in a long, deep stretch. A bit intense, but a sign that the transformation is complete. And done. The osteomorph frame is fully integrated. How do you feel? Your body might need a moment to adjust to its new form, but the changes should feel natural. You can move around, get a feel for it. Let's move on to the muscle padding synthesizer. This is going to add another layer to your transformation, and it's quite a process, so I'll guide you through each step. First, I'm positioning the synthesizer pads on key areas of your body. These will initiate the muscle padding process. You'll feel a cool sensation as the pads activate. It's the sign they're syncing with your body's bioelectric field. Now, the pads are beginning to emit the synthetic muscle fibers. It's a gradual layering process, building up muscle mass where needed. You might feel a sensation similar to your muscles gently expanding, almost like they're slowly inflating. It's an odd feeling, but don't worry. It's all part of the process. As the fibers are applied, they're being sculpted by the synthesizer to match the contours of your body. It's a meticulous process, ensuring that each new muscle looks natural. During this phase, you might experience a tingling or pulsing sensation. It's the synthesizer fine-tuning the placement and density of the fibers. We're about halfway through now. The synthesizer is working on the more detailed aspects of muscle definition. This is where you'll feel more precise adjustments. The sensation might be a bit more intense, as the synthesizer's nanobots are concentrating on specific areas to create a realistic muscular appearance. Almost there. The synthesizer is completing its final adjustments, ensuring that the muscle padding is evenly distributed and blends seamlessly with your natural form. You might feel a series of small, rapid pulsations. It's the synthesizer doing its final checks and balances. And we're done with the muscle padding synthesizer. How are you feeling? It might take a moment to get used to the added bulk and new contours of your body. It's normal to feel a bit strange at first, but the changes should feel natural as you move. Go ahead, take a few steps, see how it feels. Fiber Morph Cap is for your hair transformation. This is a fascinating piece of tech, and I'll guide you through what's happening as we go. I'm placing the cap onto your head now. It's fitted with an array of microfilaments that will interact with your hair follicles. You'll feel a slight pressure as the cap adjusts to the contours of your skull. It's ensuring maximum coverage and efficiency. The cap is now activating. You might experience a cool, tingling sensation on your scalp. That's the microfilaments beginning to work. They're weaving into your hair, reshaping and recoloring each strand. It's a bit like having thousands of tiny artists painting and sculpting your hair into a new style and color. As the process continues, the cap's filaments are using a combination of mild electrical impulses and thermoresponsive fibers to effect the change. This phase might feel a bit odd, almost as if your hair is gently moving or growing on its own. We're about halfway through. The cap is now fine-tuning the adjustments, making sure every hair is perfectly colored and styled. You might feel a series of soft, pulsating movements across your scalp. It's the cap ensuring that the new hairstyle looks completely natural and in line with the new appearance we're crafting. The final phase is the locking in of your new hairstyle. The cap will emit a low warmth, almost like a warm breeze, as it sets the changes. This ensures that your new hairstyle and color will be durable and withstand various conditions. And there we go. The device has done its job. You now have a completely new hairstyle and color. It might feel a bit strange at first, but it'll look as natural as if you were born with it. Okay, we're moving on to the retinal deep cell augmentators. These are high-tech contacts that will transform your eyes, a crucial step for a complete disguise. This is what they look like. Now lean back. It's normal to feel a bit of discomfort initially. It's just your eyes adjusting to the new augmentation. Try to keep your eyes open and relaxed. As the augmentators settle onto your eyes, they begin their deep cell synchronization. You might notice your vision blurring momentarily. That's the augmentators calibrating with your eyes' natural movements and responses. This technology is remarkable. They contain micro-projections that change your iris pattern and color. During this process, it may feel like the colors in your vision are shifting, almost like watching a kaleidoscope. The augmentators are also designed to shield your natural retinal pattern. This feature is crucial for avoiding detection by retinal scanners. You might feel a slight tingling sensation as this security layer activates. We're almost done here. The augmentators are now fully synchronized with your retinas. Your eyes might take a few moments to adapt to these changes. The new appearance of your eyes will be strikingly different, but rest assured, to everyone else, they'll look completely natural. Well, that's all of the enhancements. How do you feel? Let's take a look. Here's a full projection of your new body. Just as good as before, right? But different. Tell me, what do you really think about it? Yes, I do like it. I am in awe at the patience and understanding you've shown throughout this process. It makes me feel for you more than ever before. Yes, I mean that. What now? Well, you have a new lease on life. You can't tell anyone who you were before, obviously. If you made any new friends, I'm sorry. I hope you haven't gotten to know anyone you can't live without since you moved to Neo-Tokyo. Oh, just me? That's very flattering for you to say. I can supply you with new contacts, of course. Thank you for trusting me with quite literally your life today. I feel like our journey together is just beginning. Do you feel the same way?